Hello VR gamers. It has been so very long since Onward had a truly meaningful update or addition of any truly notable amount of content. The firefight game mode was cool, but it didn't really feel any different, and the new guns are awesome, don't get me wrong, but Onward felt like it needed something new, something really fresh. And I think we might have that here in the new Mercenary game mode that was just added to Onward. I was actually pretty surprised when I heard about this new mode. You might have seen my old article and video on the single-player options available in Onward, and while good for practice and warming up, they didn't really amount to much and didn't have a ton of depth to them. The game got kinda stale overall with no significant content added in such a long time, and newer, shinier VR shooters came along that made me forget about it for a while. Though if you're wondering if Onward is dead, just look at the server list. It's not. This game is still great, and it's still very much alive. So what's Mercenaries? Well, it's a PVE game mode that can be played alone or with others, and it's actually got an interesting twist on Onward's equipment and adds some progression to the single player. You start with a few pistols, pea shooters really, and to get more weapons, attachments, grenades, and gear, you'll have to complete missions. These missions are randomly chosen from a few types and take place across Onward's collection of maps. This gives me very, very light Tarkov or rather Ghosts of Tabor type vibes. Getting a really good loadout feels earned, and being forced to use weapons you normally wouldn't touch adds a new level of freshness to the game. Shotguns are absolutely amazing, by the way. 10-10, absolutely goated, would blow a Vulcan half of it again. Though, losing that hard-won loadout as things get more difficult also stings, but in a good way. Onward's new Mercenary game mode is even pretty hard on normal difficulty. Pulling out all of the anti-AI tricks is a must because they will outnumber you and outgun you all the time, and it only takes one misstep to lose your hard-earned loadout. Drawing enemies in with the sound of gunfire and then flanking and ambushing them as they come looking for you is always a classic. You're also incentivized to complete the level as quickly as possible to get more points, if you care about points, that is. There's a leaderboard and all that, but you don't really have to care about that if you don't want to. Just trying to get through as many levels as possible is plenty of entertainment, at least for me. But the need to do things quickly does make you take risks, and risks usually means more intense situations and gameplay. The AI are a little dumb and slow, but underestimate them once and it's back to the first mission with you. They're also much smarter than they used to be, and will group up, defend objectives, and generally not just run into your gun barrel anymore. You can go from feeling like a badass operator taking down enemies in droves to feeling like a complete fool when you re-peek the same corner twice and get gunned down for it. Sure, some of this might just be nostalgia. It has been years since I exhausted the possibilities found in Onward's single-player modes, as you can see by how long ago I wrote the article about it, but I've been having a lot of fun with the Mercenary game mode. Just adding a little progression and randomization goes a long way into re-injecting some life into an old favorite. This game is still one of the best VR tactical shooters around, and still feels and sounds snappy and great to play. Hopefully, this signifies a new era of content for Onward after years of stagnation.